Hello everyone, once again welcome back to our channel. My name is Amir Poonawala. I'm a licensed immigration advisor for New Zealand and migration agent for Australia here at G.E.M.S International. Our office is based in Auckland City of New Zealand. And yes, please click the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel and push the bell icon so you can get regular updates about various immigration issues and how to apply for different types of visas. Thank you. Like always, before we start our today's video, I would like to read out our legal disclaimer for this video, which is as follows. This video has been made for general knowledge and information sharing purpose, which has been sourced from publicly available information and does not constitute in any way as immigration advice from my side. The owner of this video, that is myself, is not liable in any way whatsoever for the information provided in this video. The immigration policies, procedures, fees, legislation, and any relevant thing may change at any time without any notice, or it could become irrelevant or obsolete. We have no control over this or influence over this. Please exercise due diligence before taking any steps with regards to your immigration matter and or visa application, and preferably avail professional help and advice for each of your unique situation if you wish. You agree to this and understand this before watching this video. Thank you. Since we are preparing a series of videos for YouTube on various topics, I have had to scribble down a few important aspects that we are going to discuss in this video today on how to find a job and apply for a work visa for New Zealand. When I say work visa, we will be having a discussion with regards to the essential skills work visa in this video. Okay, so let's come to the burning topic that we have on hand today, and which is most likely on the minds of thousands of people who are keen to find paid employment in this region and for that reason also get a work visa. We receive countless calls from people all over the world who have this question in their minds, and they either also want to relocate here for various reasons, or sometimes they want to invest in this part of the world. Some people are keen to study, but let's focus on the work visa aspect of this video. In many instances, applicants, they get in touch with us once the damage has been done, in the sense that they have already applied or either got a refusal letter, or the respective immigration department has identified certain character issues, supporting documents were not provided adequately, and this could be one of the important reasons why you could end up getting a refusal letter for your work visa. So I always, in all my videos, I would like to sincerely remind all our viewers or all those people who are in the process or going to make a visa application for New Zealand that making a visa application is not all about filling a form, you see. Uh, Anybody could fill a form basically. Even school going kids can fill a form. So that's not a big deal really. But the most important part here while making any visa application, irrespective of whether it is a work visa, visitor visa, student visa, any visa, is to ensure that you have met with all the required policies and conditions of the visa. And again, the only way to do this is to provide enough and proper documentary evidence along with your visa application. And trust me, this is not as straightforward as you think. There is a technical aspect to this, and this is where our services come into picture. Our expert services, our experience that we have in submitting many such applications, and our success rate has been quite high. So we highly recommend all our viewers to avail professional help when lodging a visa application. I would like to reiterate uh, and remind our viewers that this whole process of making a good visa application is somewhat technical in nature. What I mean by that is it is not a common knowledge or not such a common knowledge thing that anybody and everybody can do it rightly. So I sincerely urge you that you take expert help and get it done right first time. And it is not just that once the visa application has been submitted, uh, it's time to relax. It's no such thing. Uh, it could be quite important in many instances. Uh, the ongoing coordination that we are required to do with the respective immigration department uh, with regards to your visa application. They might need further information, or they might even call you for a telephonic interview. Uh, the other possibility is that they might even uh, visit your employer's premises, you see, to check whether the company actually physically exists over there, whatever they have claimed. For example, you might have submitted an organization chart of your prospective employer with X number of managers and staff and all those things. So they might just pop into your employer's premises to check whether all this is actually in place and what you are trying to claim in your work visa application is indeed the truth. So this is also possible, and there are various other things. There are various other things that could happen, and all this coordination uh, is done by us when we represent you formally, and we take care and keep you updated at all stages as to what is happening with your work visa application. Also, I would like to reiterate in almost all our videos is the fact that you must always remember that for any visa, for any country, no one can give you 100% guarantee of getting your visa. If someone is doing that, then trust me, I would say you are not in safe hands, because this is nothing but a false promise, and you should not fall prey to such false promises. Since the decision making authority on your visa application is only and only in the hands of the respective immigration authority or department, and we have no influence or no control whatsoever on the decision they will take with regards to your visa application. But we would like to assure you that we will always utilize our professional skills, knowledge, and vast experience in trying to achieve a positive outcome for your visa application. Thank you for your understanding. In our today's video, we will have a general discussion about how to find work and apply for a work visa for New Zealand. New Zealand, as you must be aware, is one of the most sought after destinations around the world, and thousands of overseas workers come to New Zealand every year um, to work on different projects and make a decent living or income, which is normally higher than compared to many other parts of the world, mainly compared to the Asian countries. The daily, weekly, or monthly wages that an individual can earn will highly vary from person to person, or rather profession to profession, would be more appropriate to say. And then along with it comes the bonus of enjoying the Kiwi lifestyle, the best nature has to offer, pollution-free environment, breathtaking beauty, and much more that you will experience when you physically come here and start living in New Zealand. Also, we will touch on this quickly, which I have mentioned in almost all the videos, that there are two ways of applying for a work visa. One is the usual paper-based application, and another is the online application. Our preferred mode of applying for any visa is the online application, as it is one of the most efficient and hassle-free way of making and submitting and following it up with the respective immigration department for your visa application. If this is your first time to make a work visa application for New Zealand, you will most likely come across a bunch of unauthorized agents in the town or the city wherever you live. However, I would like to remind you to make yourself aware of the risks involved in dealing with such unauthorized agents, uh, let alone the damage they may do to your application, uh, which could be hard to reverse. And in worst case scenario, you would end up receiving a refusal letter. So I sincerely request you not to fall prey to all such activities, and always avail help from a licensed immigration advisor. Thank you. Also, many candidates, when dealing with such unauthorized agents, may not realize that such agents might submit fraudulent documents along with your work visa application without any knowledge uh, on your part Also, they may make some false promises of getting permanent residence here, and all such promises could be nothing more than empty promises. So please avoid getting into this kind of a situation. And the obvious reason behind this is that many such unauthorized agents are operating from your hometown or home country, and they have very little knowledge about the job market here, or the economic situation here, and they may not be even having a network with the New Zealand employers here. So this is where G.E.M.S International comes into picture. Our professional services are there for you to avail, and this is backed with vast experience that we have in this industry. We have a very nice and established network of employers who are looking for uh, potential candidates in various professions, and you could be one of them. And most of these candidates that New Zealand employers are looking for are the essential skills that New Zealand requires. Let's say, for example, construction workers. So there is a huge ongoing shortage of construction workers, and many construction companies are looking for different different professionals um, who cannot be sourced locally. So this is where the essential skills uh, work visa category comes into picture for such professionals who are overseas, and to be able to bring them into New Zealand legitimately and uh, make them work here. It is mandatory for such workers, such migrant workers, to hold this visa, a valid visa, uh, to be able to live and work here. Okay, so let's get down to the flow chart, or the steps one must take to find work and apply for a work visa in New Zealand. Step number one is quite obvious, that you can research online on hundreds of different job websites to look for work in this region, and make countless applications like a robot. And the chances are that in most cases, uh, due to such strenuous uh, job hunt exercise, you will enjoy a deep, fulfilling sleep at night, since your eyes would have exhausted so much that even waking up in the morning will require extra effort. No pun intended, but I'm just sharing my own experience at the very early stages of my career. Uh, what I'm trying to point out here is that there is a jungle of thousands and thousands of jobs, thousands and thousands of websites, and many of these websites and jobs could be fake. They could be a trap or a spam to trap you. So, how then would you safely apply for a job? And then again, we should know how to apply, where to apply, what to write in your cover letter, your application, and how to present your CV or resume. In many other aspects, you must get it right uh, in the first attempt to even get your CV across on the desk of the recruiter. You must be aware that due to thousands of CVs that recruiters receive every day in their inbox, the maximum time a recruiter will spend on having a look at a particular CV or application is roughly around 10 seconds. In 10 seconds, they arrive at a conclusion whether to select your CV or click the delete button. I mean, imagine how much little time your CV has to make that first right impression and be selected from hundreds or even thousands of other CVs. The other thing I'm sure you must have noticed if you are already spending a lot of time doing your own research on various job websites, that most jobs, when you look at these job advertisements in this region, will have a typical note at the bottom which says, or which might say somewhat similar wordings, that you must hold an appropriate work visa to be able to lawfully work here. Now, this is a classic example of a catch-22 situation. What I mean by that is that in order to apply for a job, you must have a work visa. And on the other hand, to apply for work visa, you must have a valid job offer in your hand from an employer in this region. So it's like running around and round in circles and not getting anywhere. And many a times you will feel that you are making progress, you are forging ahead. But the fact remains that you might feel that there is this invisible treadmill under your feet, and no matter how hard you run, you still remain exactly on the same spot where you had originally started. Again, no pun intended, but this is the reality of looking for a job in most Western countries. Okay, so the burning question still remains on how to crack this. If I had to tell you in a nutshell, this whole Mahabharata of finding a job and getting a work visa in New Zealand is that either you research and apply on your own, or you avail professional help uh, from us or any other recruitment professional uh, in order to bag a job in this region. Okay. You must also remember that all the various services that we offer are paid services. I mean, it's not free. And you should bear this in mind at all times before approaching us. Right from the very first consultation, there are fees to be paid, and there are also further fees to be paid for assessment, for placement, for your visa application, for immigration. There is a whole bunch of different fees that are required to be paid at every stage. And you should remember this before approaching us, as this will save your time and our time as well. Thank you for your understanding. Okay, so what happens then? Let's say once you find a job of your dreams, Uh, Again, the fact remains that after getting a job of your dreams or a job offer, this is just half the battle won. The most crucial part is still remaining, which is to lodge a proper work visa application to the respective immigration authority, along with all the necessary uh, and I would say time critical supporting documentation with your work visa application. We always provide you with a customized checklist of documents that you need to organize for your work visa application. And getting this list of supporting documents and arranging your supporting documents accordingly is a very important step in your whole work visa application compiling process. Now again, due to the exhaustive nature of the list of documents involved, we will not go through the whole documentation here, but we will touch on a few extremely critical areas which must be sorted well in advance and in a very intricate manner. Okay, so number one, let's say, for example, uh, you have got a job offer from a New Zealand employer, and in documentary terms, your prospective employer should have provided you three basic documents. One is the job offer letter, second is your employment contract, and third and very important document is your job description. But remember, even if you are holding these three documents, it is still just the tip of the iceberg. Okay. Then there is this whole bunch of other documentary evidence that your employer needs to provide in order to prove that there are no New Zealanders or local permanent residents or resident visa holders who are available to do this job. And trust me, this is a very tricky area. I can tell you nowadays, post the COVID-19 crisis, this has become very challenging. Plus, there is a bunch of other documents you will need to provide us to compile your work visa application. Another very important aspect of your work visa application, like I mentioned in this video earlier, is that you may receive a telephonic interview call from the concerned immigration department and the concerned immigration officer to cross-check certain facts and figures that you have indicated in your application, and also to check on um, whether the supporting documents that you have submitted, are you even aware of them? In many instances where people are dealing with unauthorized agents, the applicants themselves may not be aware of what has been submitted in their application. And this is nothing short of a big blunder, to do something like this. So, yes, you could receive such a call, and as a matter of our standard practice, we make it a point to provide you with a list of likely questions that may be asked during such an interview. And in some instances, if we feel that you need some extra training or further guidance, we will even conduct a sort of a mock interview to help you get the hang of such a telephonic interview experience, just to increase your confidence level for facing such telephonic interview. However, you must remember at all times that the case officer can ask you any relevant question with regards to your work visa application, and not just the ones that we provide you. I mean, the ones that we provide you is just based on our past experience. Uh, the case officer has all the discretion to ask you any questions, and you have to just confidently answer them. Yes, truthfully as well. So remember that, and last but not least, you will also be required to provide sufficient documentary evidence to prove that you are a bona fide applicant. What this means in a layman's terminology, is to show that you are a genuine worker and you also meet the character requirements, and you are not someone who is trying to utilize this channel, the work visa channel, to gain entry into New Zealand. This is very important. Many times, many applicants get this wrong. So we will guide you how to get this right, and so on and so forth. I mean, if I had to continue discussing about topic, this topic is so broad that I could end up uh, carrying on discussing with you, and this video could end up for hours together, you know. So let's say all those required documents have been arranged and we apply for your work visa, and fingers crossed, um, after a few months, let's say your work visa gets approved, you can start packing your bags and take your next flight to your dream destination. Okay, so I'm sure you might still have many other questions on how or what else is required, what else is required to be done, uh, how to start the process, uh, which employers are available, what regions are best, uh, what sort of pay scales are there in your particular profession, and all this and many other questions we are happy to answer. But remember, for this purpose, you will need to call us, you will need to book a consultation with us, we will schedule a time uh, over phone or on Skype, and we will be happy to answer your questions and get this moving for you. To conclude this video, I would like to say that due to the tricky and complex nature of various visa applications, we always highly recommend you, our viewers, our prospective visa applicants, that you avail professional help from a licensed immigration advisor at all times with any of your visa applications. At G.E.M.S International, we not only provide you with professional help but expert advice, and you can reach us round the clock by calling our WhatsApp mobile number 006422178607, and we will be glad to assist you. We also arrange various other visas for different countries. Please contact us directly because the list of all these visas is very exhaustive, very lengthy. Uh, Contact us directly, discuss with us what your future plans are, where you intend to relocate, migrate, and we will be happy to assist you and help you get there. Again, I would like to thank you very much for taking the time to watch our video. Push the bell icon so you can get regular updates on all different immigration issues and yes, how to make visa application. So thank you. Until then, goodbye, stay safe, and see you next time.